Yeah, of course.
So I had quite a lot of problems with with choice, regret, responsibility, and I had the impression that so the message has been kind of helping me, because then it's actually seems that because life is so unexpected and so complicated in the sense that this notion, the idea that one can that there can be done a choice that goes in whatever we can call it right direction is completely it's against some conceptual idea, but at the same time I have the impression that the message or maybe it's becoming too abstract, but there seem to be two things. One is that there is still the person, the me, that is trying to get the message from itself just to reassure that, because the message, as I understand, says that there is no individual who makes a choice, and it's still the individual who gets this idea to kind of comfort itself that he didn't make the wrong choice because it was impossible to make another choice. And then there is the other thing which I understand, where it's kind of more on the energetic level recognized that actually that this whole me who makes a choice is completely illusory from more like the root level. I see that for me it happens kind of automatically that the message it's always taken on the level of belief to kind of reassure myself that everything is fine, but still it's very superficial fine.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, so the person's been told its whole life that it's responsible for life, which is crazy. Like, it's so much weight that's been put on the person, and so then it uses that idea to counteract that anxiety which comes with the illusion of choice, the illusion that you actually have got to make a right choice in order to create happiness. So then it takes on that other choice. So when it's feeling panicked, it then repeats, actually, I'm not the chooser, and that's okay. That might relax a person. But that, you're right, that is happening on the level of the person, and it's totally okay to make things better in the personal level. Like, this isn't negating, like, and saying that if the person's got difficult conditioning, which the conditioning that you've got choice, or that setup that you've got choice, is a very difficult conditioning. So then to relax with that, or to relax with other ideas, that's totally okay, and it might make the story nicer and more easy and more smooth, but you're right that it's not what we're talking about here, ultimately.
Because I still feel that what is happening is, okay, so it's still a fight between ideas, because there is one idea that says, no, I was in control, and so I could have obtained sufficient enough of information to choose A rather than B or whatever, and then there is another thought that is coming, no, but I didn't have a choice, but it's still like, and
two people having an argument.
But then it's like, but it really seems that I could have, or then no, but it's still like very, it's so.
And who is it that experiences those two dynamics? So those two dynamics are presenting themselves as you, and they're having the conversation back and forth to each other. And both of them feel like you. I had choice, I didn't have choice. And this is where the illusion of self comes from. This is why it's got nothing to do with the argument. But it's so okay that they're arguing, like, and they're, but who is it that experiences those two dynamics? Because they're being experienced, right? Or they're appearing. It's not even that they're being experienced, but they're appearing. But the assumption is you're one of them, but yet they're both being experienced. So who experiences them?
So from time to time I have this sensation that it's as if all of this is happening to kind of someone else, whatever, but it kind of fluctuates. So then it's happening to me, is my problem, and then it's not. It's some kind of like someone else's story, or this, and then it's so. Well, these are just the experiences.
But the whole time that all of that's happening, it's all appearing. It's not the experiencer. So that person, so those people that say, oh, it's happening to someone else, it's it's happening, it's not me. All of those are appearing, but they're not experiencing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They're experienced by whom? They can't be experiencing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They can't, they're an appearance happening, but they're not an experiencer. A thought isn't an experiencer, it's something that comes and goes. And there is this, with or without that thought.
It seems to me that the experiencer comes with the idea of future purpose in that choice. I don't know, like...
What do you mean?
So I mean, when there is just choice, it's just a choice, but then somehow there's the sensation that the choice brings, and it becomes very abstract, some implications for the future, and this is where it actually brings the problematic experiencer in. But when it's just...
well, I don't know if that brings the problematic. I don't know what all of that means, but the difficulty in in the human is that beingness, aliveness, has got sucked into the chooser, and that feels, and that the idea of choice and beingness have got linked together, and it feels like you choose, rather than being an appearance of choice, but it's for nobody. It's nobody's choice. It's become beingness and the choice maker have kind of become woven, and it feels like you are making a choice, but actually nobody makes a choice. They're appearing in boundlessness. So there's a thought that appears up and says you made a wrong choice and your future's going to be screwed because of this choice, and then another one, and they go back and forwards, and there's no freedom found in any of that mental activity, in any imagining. The freedom is in the very experience. When it's seen that that's not happening to you as something moving in time, so who's it happening for? Who does those thoughts happen for? Who does that conversation happen for? Who's experiencing those conversations? Because they cannot experience.
It's impossible to defend.
It feels like aliveness or beingness gets sucked into it, and it feels like you are the one choosing to move the attention, to make a choice, and that's the lie.
Because it also seems like that then this wide attention becomes like very, very narrow and confined, and and it kind of sucks this aliveness away from, because it's very, like, this is the experience that is that, and that brings the contraction in the body, because the attention is becoming so narrow.
Yeah, you've narrowed and limited yourself to a particular thing, and it feels like a cage, an energetical cage.